surface of a world
feet away, taking in every note and expressing their approval. We'll hear from Goodman, Ellington, Kenton, and several others as they perform on stage. Tune in, go swinging down the lane with David Miller.
Saturdays at 7 on KSJE Farmington.
Tune in for Philosophy Talk, the program that questions everything
except your intelligence.
Coming up, the science of happiness.
You know, they say money can't buy happiness.
If you gave me a wad of cash right now, Ken, it would certainly put me in a great mood.
But science tells us that real happiness is emotional health or well-being.
Scientists are a morose lot. What do they know?
The science of happiness, next time on Philosophy Talk.
Don't worry, be happy now.
Listen to Philosophy Talk today at noon on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington. This program is supported by San Juan Health Partners Urology, providing a wide range of personalized services for the whole family, including children. Our caring professionals are dedicated to helping meet your urology health needs with skill, experience, and service you need. For a complete listing of our services and to learn more, visit sanjuanhealthpartners.com or call 505-609-6300. San Juan Health Partners Urology, a division of San Juan Regional Medical Center. 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning, November 20th. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to 90.9 FM, KSJE, the information and cultural beacon of the Four Corners. Also, welcome to our viewers who are watching us live this morning on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Coming up in just a moment, my guest on the program today from the Aztec School District, Superintendent Kirk Carpenter, is here. We'll be talking with Mr. Carpenter about some of the issues affecting Aztec schools and what's been going on in the school since we last visited, so stay tuned for that. Later on this hour, it is Tuesday, and of course we always check in with the folks at the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter to find out about the pets available for adoption each and every week on Tuesdays. So we'll be doing that again this morning about 8:55. Don't forget, Mick Hess will be here roving with the arts. It is Tuesday. Mick is playing more Bach cantatas for us beginning at 9 a.m. Bach cantatas numbers 28 and 29 on Roving with the Arts. And you can always check out our programming schedule by going to our website at ksje.com. That's also where you'll find our regional events calendar. You can check it out. There's lots of things that are going on, of course, with the holidays this week. The San Juan College student art exhibit is up on display now at the Henderson Fine Arts Center Gallery. Next week, we've got a couple of concerts happening here at San Juan College and the start of the Christmas Carol in the Little Theater. Also a lot of craft fairs and artisan festivals, as you'll see, whether it's in Albuquerque or here in San Juan County. We've got lots of regional events on our calendar at ksje.com. Well, now let me turn to my guest, who, as I mentioned, is here with us this morning. Kirk Carpenter is coming in on a vacation, so I appreciate it very much. Superintendent of Schools with the Aztec School District. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
It's a holiday for you guys, but here you are.
Yep, it's.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure to be here. Always is, and we appreciate you letting us come and talk about what's happening in the school district.
And there's always stuff going on. There's never nothing to talk about.
Yeah, never a down day, and
right.
Some days busier than others, but it's all. We love what we do, and again, thanks for letting us come.
You bet. Good to have you here. I guess the first thing on our agenda this morning, maybe talk a little bit about school grades that came out since we last got together, right?
Yeah, the school grades and the overall district grade is really what came out, and we ended up with a C, which, you know how I am. If it was an A, we'd be talking about things we need to fix, but no surprises. Definitely some things we need to look at, but still happy. There's some things in there we're happy with. And obviously some things that we need to continue to work on.
Right.
We're very pleased with the way our staff's working. The system is always something that we continue to try to work on and figure out in many respects. But it has some moving targets, I think, each year, and definitely some things that stay the same. But overall, the work it's the right work, and that's one thing we try to tell our staff. We're not going to keep jumping and changing what we call different flavors of the month. We want to keep doing the same work, make it the Aztec way, continue some of the things we're doing with our principals pursuing excellence work, teachers pursuing excellence. Those types of things are the right kind of work. We don't look at it as school improvement work. As I just said, it's the right kind of things to be doing. Looking at data certain ways, teacher action plans, really looking and getting into the skills of what's happening with students, skill by skill, every student, every classroom, those types of things. So unfortunately, the grades are the most visible things. We feel, and I know I stress this, that it's the everyday assessments and every 3-week assessments, the interim assessments that we do every 9 weeks, those things to me are far more important than what we see like with the school grades that come out once a year or the district grades. And not that these things aren't important. They are. They're part of the continuum. But these are the most visible, and this is what people see the most. So it's important for us to tell the rest of the story, and the rest of the story is the other parts of the pieces that put together the complete puzzle, because it's those other pieces that come at shorter intervals where our real work is, that we take and we look at and we take those pit stops. Much you see, you know, it's like a Indianapolis race. You see the trophy and you see how people finish, but what you don't see is what happens a lot of times in those pit stops that result in that victory or result in the placement. And so the pit stops are the interim assessments, the common formatives, the day-to-day work that teachers are doing, and teachers and principals and school staff all over, because it's really an all-in approach by everybody, are working harder. And I know people don't like to hear this, harder and smarter, but they are. And education has changed just so much. And the education that our kids are getting when they walk out is so different than when you and I graduated. And it's much deeper, it's more enriching, and it has to be, because our world is changing, and educators are paying attention to that. And what's so nice is to be in an area, I think across the state it's happening, but we're not as in touch with that. But I can tell you that up in our county, the way that these school districts are working, it warms your heart. To see what's happening in classrooms and the way school districts up here work, whether it's Farmington, Bloomfield, over in Central. We're doing a lot of the same things, and some are seeing different results, but it's nice because we share, and we care about what's happening with all of our kids. So a lot of good things happening.
Sure, and these are long-term changes, right, that you are bringing into the schools, whether it's with instruction or whether it's with the way that that students are expected to perform, or testing, or those assessments, or things like that. As you mentioned, if you're in an automobile race, the race isn't over after one lap, and many times there's 500. And so it may take a while to see some of the results that you are working towards. Is that a clear statement?
Yeah, very, and that's a great way to look at it. It's when kids have trouble in learning, you need to find out why. It's not did you get it or not, we're moving forward. It's what didn't you get, and let's fix that, but we still have to go forward. So it's finding the time to intervene, but it's also finding time to enrich, because some of your kids did get it. And so you have to balance both those spectrums, and that's what's happening more than ever before. When I was in school, we took chapter tests, moved forward. We took a semester test, moved forward. There was never intervening. That was up to me. Not anymore. We have specialists. We have all hands on deck. So when we are intervening, you may have secretaries. You may have custodians in some cases. You may have everybody. Everybody has a role to make sure that that time's protected. Schools have the PLC time, the early out. That it does cause an inconvenience, but that is time for teachers to get better at what they're doing, time for teachers to look at data so that they can say what is happening on our campus, so that we can make sure all kids are learning and at their level, whether it's enriching or whether it's intervening. So it's not a factory. They're laboratories.
And back when you and I were in school, Mr. Carpenter, I would say that a lot of people may have, if the student didn't get the lesson in the classroom, that perhaps they wouldn't have any opportunities to catch up, or they would just be kind of behind, and they would never get maybe those concepts as they moved through the academic process. And today it seems to me there's a lot more work being done to make sure every student is learning and is able to move along to the next chapter, to the next grade, whatever that is.
And that's the case, Scott. I think that's the biggest difference, is it's every skill, every classroom, every student. And that's what we're charged to do. And we've always cared about every kid, but it's just at a different level.
Right. And let me ask you too a little bit about the grades, as we're talking about the grades for the school district. Of course, you mentioned, and it is what you were kind of expecting, I guess, with the performance of the individual schools, and that's how this grade is, the district grade is calculated, correct?
Yes, and it goes with our grades with every school, and we didn't get any surprises. And we had some schools increase. We had a school fall, but overall it's where we thought we'd be.
Okay.
And it's hard to figure exactly where you'll be, and when we predicted to see, that's where we fell.
Gotcha. My guest this morning, Superintendent Kirk Carpenter from the Aztec School District. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, more with my guest in just a moment here on KSJE. Back with more in just a moment.
The smart home is coming home to a lot more people. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech, demystifying the digital economy. I'm Molly Wood.
Marketplace Tech is supported by Amazon Web Services. Over 1 million customers use AWS's cloud tools, functionality, and experience to dream big and build fast. Learn more at